Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream here on the twitch.tv/the.xisuma. I am so stoked for the stream today because we get to work even more on the project you would have seen in the very latest episode of Hermitcraft. The unbelievable, the amazing discovery that we can indeed create terracotta. We can create clay and bricks automatically. It's pretty cool. Hero Blender, Penelope Sky with the bananas in chat. Peanut was taken. So sorry, dude. So sorry that Peanut was taken. Oh, one of life's greatest tragedies. A taken username on the internet. Oh god, it's so squelchingly loud. Ugh, the sound of death brings joy to my ears. Do you want to know something funny? I forgot that there was this chest here for collecting gold because I switched it out of trading mode. And I kind of looked and I thought, where did the gold go? Like, let's make a little spot over here for ingots, right? So the idea being that they would sort of fill up and go across there. But I forgot I designed this thing so that, you know, like I looked at this, the gold will go across there from this. Totally didn't notice this in front of it. Hilarious. 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 Welcome to everyone tuning in chat, saying hello. Welcome to the stream. I'm going to need a lot of rails, so I got some gold. Lovely way to realise my headphones are up too loud. I apologise for the ear damage. Hey X and chat, super good timing. I need a distraction while I'm on the bus. Cool, well, welcome. I mean, a distraction. There's not much to do on a bus, right? When I'm on a bus, I just look out the window. I helped another streamer fix her mud farm in a Minecraft bedrock. Well, good for you. Doing the Lord's work right there. Getting out and about, helping people fix their mud farms. Good for you. I was going to put the gold in there. Let's make sure we're topped up here as well. I kind of forgot that I have that, right? Like, now I'm like, oh, and I got all of this. Maybe I didn't really need to go get more gold. There's like a list of priorities for AFKing. Next will be the copper farm. Then it will be aging the copper. And then it will be redstone. Although I'm dangerously low on redstone, actually. Kind of waiting for the next update so we can get those better drop rates from witches. That'll be awesome. So, amongst the many things that I need to do here, when I was building this, I kind of built it slightly bigger than it needed to be. So I need to come back and modify that. I forgot about that. We need to build a collection system on top of here. I might as well get this thing running. Like, while we're in the area, we might as well have it running. Where's the minecart? There should be a minecart going around this track, right? Huh. Let's go check it out. Captain Tippy, you loved the recent episode. Yeah, it was awesome, right? It was awesome. Just so cool to find something this amazing. So it didn't get back into the top dropper. That's fine. I want it to do its thing while we're in the area. But I got something to show you. I guess oh my god, we're going to have to turn the volume down. The very first thing to show you then is that we get sticks in here. Or we did. Where do they end up? Oh, they end up... Oh! I've made a mistake here, look. All of this only goes through one composter. It might only actually need one composter, right? Yeah, that's a bit of a bother, because the whole thing was designed around the height of that. If I shimmied it out by one, I think I could do the same thing again. Okay. Well, we've discovered two problems then. Let's go ahead and start doing our business. Where's my... Ah, that one's got none. I haven't got my... my usual blocks for redstone here for some reason. That means that I'm going to need a bunch of other stuff. Okay. We're going to be building an item filter, so we need redstone. Need a bunch of this, bunch of that. Let's go and make some blocks. I made so many. Actually, no, I'm not even going to set up the furnaces. I'm just going to go grab some. It's not that far away. Have you considered a trade-in system for the copper shop? Pay with unaged copper and trade it in for aged copper. I haven't. Kind of seems like a good idea, especially I think in one point. Okay, notepad. Now the trial chambers. Forgive me for my memory I do not trust. Okay. The trial chambers. They have copper blocks in. Don't they have a mix of both? Like, I'm using my memory, but I don't trust my memory anymore. And I just see both colors in large quantities. Am I correct, or am I grossly misremembering how that all works? Might need some of that. Yes, pretty sure they do. So they got both. Okay, the orange ones are waxed and the oxidized ones... Okay, so let's assume other hermits are getting lots of the oxidized stuff. Lots of the waxed stuff. The fact that it's waxed means it needs to be unwaxed, and therefore it's like an absolute pain to work with. Ooh, I just left the area, didn't I, while this was running? Well, it seems like it hasn't fallen apart, so that's a positive. Right, so first issue is that we're just simply going to move the actual composting over by 1. That's not a bother. So there's your actual composting. But as you've seen, we now need this thing to wrap around over to here. Let's grab a decorated pot for the last bit. Couple of these, and then you've got one there. So the item filter that I want to build probably needs to go just under that first or second hopper even. Aha, aha. Oh, it's going to be awkward to build this. So, hoppers are going across, right? That means the one with the comparator is there. And it'll have another block here. And then it'll have a block there and below that one. Can I press F3? I can. What is it you are hoping to ascertain from me pressing F3? You have to let me know. By the way, 3 minutes ago, I don't know why I didn't hear it. Chol Briggs 44, thank you so much for 3 months of support. Greatly appreciated. Hope you're enjoying the stream. And that is my hot words, they're so difficult. Hot cup of decaf reminder. Oh, it's gorgeous. It's what you tuned in for, isn't it? These slurpy sounds. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice, I said. Sincerely. Okay. Comparator, redstone, redstone. Oh, maybe I put that block down below in the wrong spot. Then here. Then there. Right, so I don't know what I was thinking when I put that one there. I was going loopy, I was going mad. So we'll go over here, put this into... No, I was right. I don't know what's going on. I do know that I need some stone on the hotbar. Biffa also does it, but only when it auto-saves in the game he drinks tea. I mean, that's if you've got it on like every couple of minutes, that's a pretty good like little rhythm to have. Because I noticed sometimes, like the best way to drink a tea, I'm just thinking some of the best cups of tea are when you're sitting in a cafe having a chat and you actually got your hot cup of tea there and you're having a sip because it's really hot, right? And you slowly drink it, but you're having frequent sips. That's the best way to do a tea. And it's because like the temperature of it regulates how much you're drinking. Now, when you're doing a stream, you're constantly getting distracted and spending a little more time doing the other thing than drinking your tea. So then you start to take big slurps before it gets hot again, right? Because remember, the surface will cool down quicker. So you want that kind of like slow. Dude, this is wrong again. I'm not having a good day today, perhaps. So you want that sort of slow, steady consumption. So like if you auto-save every minute, that's a pretty good rhythm for drinking tea. I approve. I'm sure you'll be glad to know that I approve. I don't know how I got this all so wrong. No, wait, is it? Yes, it is here. Okay, so... Oh gosh, those sound effects are so good. Okay, I kind of want to block up a little bit here. Get a little bit closer. Oh, perfect. Okay. Now, then I just want the hopper to point downwards. Or maybe over that way by one. This is where I'm going to get lazy with my redstoning, okay? This next bit will definitely be... Oh, this is so awkward where I am. This is so awkward. Okay, I just need an ender pearl, really. Ugh. Ah, it's still awkward. I need a dropper with 2 observers, and that probably needs to go into fire. So then the chest monster grows a little bit more. And then it grows a little bit more again. Actually, it doesn't need to grow again because we don't need netherrack. Hey X, after half a year of working 60 hours per week, I can finally relax and tune into these great streams again. Love your work and content. Glad to have you back, man. You've been working your ass off by the sounds of it. Jeez, 60 hours. It's crazy. Dan Metroid Arnold is here for... Dan Metro Arnold. I always add oid in it, don't I? 9 months. Hello again. Running into a personal issue with YouTube in finding your videos. I think I'm misplacing them on the account of Hermitcraft X missing in the thumbnails. Yep, that's right. I've decided to swap them out for now. Excuse me. Whew. Some good stuff. Yeah, I decided to take them out. The videos seem to do better without that on them. I think it just has a better chance of reaching people who have watched my content but like don't watch it regularly anymore, because it looks a little less me and it lets you focus on whatever it is I'm putting into the thumbnail, like the idea of the episode or something. Okay, now we don't want to lock the hopper, so we're gonna do it this way. I've been doing so much redstone lately that like my brain is actually like holding the information pretty well, and therefore I'm remembering little details like this far more often. Right, now the filter isn't actually set up, is it? And we want to filter out sticks, and then we need a filter item. I usually use renamed iron. Dude, I should not have put those chests up there. I should have like started down below. I should have pictured the workflow a little bit more, you know? Wow, did that again. Okay. Yeah, this is just garbage being up here, basically. We want an anvil, though. Okay. Let's take all this back. Just plop it down below, and it'll be so much easier to work with. I was holding left. I was trying to move left. Let's get some food. Let's get some stone on here. Stelzer21, thank you for 6 months. So happy to be able to watch again. Another one returning. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, I think I'm not going to worry too much about this here being presentable or anything like that. So we'll leave it like that. It's doing what it needs to do. As we head down here, we're going to have to modify that. So I'm going to leave these blocks in place. Just need to sort that filter out. So, going to need a crafting bench. Ender chest, redstone bits, tools, and blocks. We need to put this down. Grab some iron. Okay, slap that in there. Hashtag filter. We're about to solve all our problems. But probably not. What I really need is some scaffolding on me. To get this done anyway. Is LPMT still happening, says Ed Network? It is still up and running, yep. It's still a thing. It has not gone away. If you're interested in playing again over there, I'm sure you'd be most welcome. Right, so now we have our stick disposal system. Because these were slowly blocking up the system. Okay, then as for the composting, well, I kind of want to do it with these new ones, don't I? So, probably best to put them in over there. And now that we've got nothing here, we can redirect it. Right, some stuff fell down, but I ain't bothered. And our minecart is still going around, isn't it? Right, this is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. The sticks are being destroyed. The minecart is dropping off items to be recycled. The recycling is happening. Okay, that needs to get disconnected. Right, the next thing is to move this down a block. Right, so because we've shimmied that around... Ooh. It's not quite the same. I have to lock that hopper. Which I guess means what I actually want is to finagle this around a little bit more. So our comparator goes here. Now we need to get that signal pointing back. Is that one of my blocks that I've added? I think it is. These things are bone meal, that's good. So redstone and then a repeater, I think. Well, actually, no, a block. There you go. That's it. Super simple. All right. All right, that's good. So now we lock the hopper that points into this one when we've got bone meal there. So this one becomes, that side becomes a priority, basically. Whew, okay, let's clean up. Then I got a couple of technical things to do, and then I need to drink some more coffee and pay attention to you, chat, because you're here with me, and I'm just getting overly engrossed in all of this stuff, aren't I? Oh, I never did the fire bit up here, which I've now noticed because of all the litter. I guess if I put a block there, that might help. Uh-huh. Right, that I'm happy about. Awesome, awesome. Okay, I need to fire up my camera account. Let's get the launcher up and running. X is the only first composter who's fed right now, says Luca. Oh, did I finish setting up the composter stuff? We'll go double check that. Fob says, what's the plan today? Is to do all these little bits and bobs around here to make this farm and other things in the area work better. Like, I've wanted to do a Logland stream for ages, so here we are. Let's go double check those composters. Noise in the ear, which I can't see. Why can't I see that? There we go. Emberella, thank you ever so much for 6 months. Hi, hope you're having a good day. I'm having a great day. Thanks for asking. Oh, no, this is fine. This is fine. Right? I don't know what you're on about, Lucro. Oh, whoops. And then, yeah, then I've left these here, though. I left these here. That's something I did. Just, didn't realise all that was done with, I guess. Right, we've got a camera account. We're going to log in. Bring it over to Loglands. Drink a little more decaf. Dan Metro Arnold, I am drinking coffee. When I say decaf, I generally mean coffee. Because the contents of caffeine in tea is so negligible that unless you're like really sensitive to caffeine, I just personally I've found there's nothing to worry about with it. You know, maybe if you're gonna have a cup of tea before you go to bed, have a decaf tea, but otherwise it's like pretty good just to have tea. Right. Dark Knight Gaming says, hey, can I join? You can join our chat over here and interact and hang out. But that's as far as it goes. Right. Composter's in here. I'm going to leave these blocks in this area and return to it. This is going to be my little workstation spot. All right, so what have we done? We've improved everything up here. There's no stick filtering issues. The next thing I want to do is have this thing turn on and off based on if this farm is running or not, which also means that it'll activate that minecart and store it. Now, I kind of know what we need to do, and I think it's straightforward. We need to find out if it's actually a little bit more complicated, and we also need to find out which way we're hooking this thing up, right? So we're going to start off with a block below and a torch on it. And this seems to me like the just most straightforward way to set this thing up. So we're still on. Let's see if we can put another couple of these in before the minecart gets back. All right. And here it comes. So now it's in that dropper. And in theory, when we unpower this... Okay, that's all I needed to know, I believe. So when it's running, that has to be off. Okay? Now our input is here. I've actually considered turning this thing into a target block. Because I got a feeling that I'll want to run other signals into it eventually. Yeah, the more I look at this, the more it's not really going to be a problem, actually. No, this will be okay. So we have to get that torch at the top to turn off. This will be powered. Okay, this is turning out to be really simple. Really, really simple. I think. I just got to replace that with... Actually, no, I don't have to replace it. This will, if I wire up another input to this block, then I might have to redo this at a later point. But as of right now, this will do the trick. Okay, so it's unpowered, and that provides an update as well. Interesting, interesting. So when we turn this thing on and off, both turning it on and turning it off changes the note block, so it'll always go out for another round. but it will be off when the farm is on. And that's kind of perfect, really. Like, if it just happens to get up here when we turn it off, it will go out for another round. And I don't think I need to test that. I think the wiring there's rock solid, so... Look, occasionally one item gets down here. I've noticed that. I think I'm not going to worry about that for now because it's up the top here that I want to focus on next. However, I'm not actually seeing items up here. I had loads of them the other day. Is the farm broken? Is it? It looks like it might be broken. Wow. When did it break? Oh, it's broken. How did that happen? Let's go turn it off. Do you know what I did? I did leave the area. I commented on it earlier. I said I've left the area. Like, whoops, you know, loading and unloading stuff, not good. Whew. Might have to do a bit of tricky diagnosis here, or it might just be a case of like turning it off and on again. I don't know. Let's see if we can figure out what's giving it issues. First of all, it looks like every single tree has grown, and I'm not sure if this flying machine has an issue with that. Because in theory, that could happen, so there'd always be a chance of this thing breaking. Yeah, okay, so that's... Nothing much has changed here. Where's... Have I picked up the guitar again recently? No, I haven't. Still taking my time recovering. Let's watch it again. Just one more time. That's not the bit where it flies, right? That's... To be fair, the whole thing kind of looks off. The whole thing looks off. Okay, let's turn it off. Let's go down and turn on that. Have a little look around, double check stuff. Oh, look at that. Ah, well, that makes total sense because I placed a bunch of blocks and then apparently I removed one. There you go. Well, assuming that's the only one. I mean, it's literally right next to where I had a bunch of blocks that I placed and removed, so. Okay. Do that. Now we should have far better results. Sid Crafter says, I wish you a swift recovery. Thank you, yeah. It's, I could probably get away with playing at the moment. I just want to make a little more progress first. Well, there we go. That's what we wanted to see, right? And that is a large amount of blocks all getting pushed out at once. Looks like the rest of the system's handling it just fine. Okay. Explosion. Items go down. Beautiful. Haven't got any items up the top here yet. Let's see if this time we get them. Yeah, okay, so we're starting to get them. While we wait for a little more data there, let me go fix, oops, something around the front that needs doing. Did you see that ludicrous display last night? Yep, I went outside, I saw the display, it was ludicrous. I don't know what you mean by ludicrous display last. That could pertain to so many things. Pertain, even. Pertain? Putin? I don't know. Just noticing that we're kind of like next to the blast area. Like the blast is gonna be with us in a second. Let's step back. Is that an It Crowd reference? Says Sakurati. No, it was a TI reference actually. You know. Okay. Huh. So, I think I can get away with leaving these here, but I just want to do that and see what happens. Like, let's do that. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to leave the front here being slightly bigger. Just because, well, it kind of just saves us a bit of hassle, really, doesn't it? I think I just want to fly back up to the top and then mine that obsidian. Yeah, I honestly, I could have just left this, but it kind of bugged me that I made it one too big. Apparently it was an It Crowd reference. Do you know what? I've never really watched the It Crowd, but doesn't it have that that fella? He plays like a character in it. I think he plays the same character sort of outside the show as well. I can't do an impression, but like I can now picture the joke where he's just trying to be like fitting in with the lads or whatever, and ludicrous displays in the football. Richard Ayoade. Yeah, that sounds like the guy's name. I mean, he's got a cracking character there. Like, I've seen a few of those jokes, and it's funny. Although I don't think it was on the It Crowd. Maybe I'm getting I'm getting my shows mixed up here. I was thinking The Big Bang Theory. The Big Bang Theory is one I don't like, but the It Crowd is one I've seen quite a few bits of, and it amuses me greatly. Spaghetti-o. Ooh, that's ugly. Okay. What are we going to do with all these extra blocks? We need to put a disposal system there as well then, I guess. We've only been running this farm for a few minutes and it just starts pumping out the items. This thing is crazy, I tell you. It's crazy. It's insane in its membrane and stuff. All right, so before we do the bit up top, we're going to do that next, I think. I told you there were loads of little odds and sods that need sorting out. So I guess we're not building a filter actually, are we? Why am I thinking like that? One thing I did want to do was filter out more of those extra items that come through first. But maybe that's not necessary. So really we just need those blocks and fire. Kind of looks like that's actually a really simple job. Would a charcoal converter be nice? Not for this. It would be pointless. But I do have another project that's going to relate to this one. We're going to start setting it up today, I think, as well. That'll involve some charcoal stuff. All right, so this is going to give me a headache. Because I don't like letting items drop on the ground. Even if we have a ludicrous amount of them, but there they go. See you later. Right, that's the start of it. Yeah, like, you have to look at the oak logs like you just produce too many of them. Basically. Ugh. This is awkward, isn't it? There we go. Don't fall down. Oof. Right, that's doing its thing. Come on. Right, there you go. So all of this can get destroyed now. Thank goodness. And now I'm just going to go throw down another chest somewhere full of this stuff again. Again, I say. Again. Okay. This is ridiculous. Like, even though I'm never going to use all this stuff, I have to at least put some more of it in there. I would pull an all-nighter to watch a live stream. I did it last night. I don't recommend all-nighters. You need your Z's, you need your sleep. You can always watch this on the second channel if you really want to catch it later. That's a lot of wood, says Penelope. It is a lot of wood. Right. So I kind of need to get back up there and probably pull out some more items. Hey, don't fall down. Yeah, like stuff like this can do with getting the chuck now. Let the stuff we're actually going to use filter through. And then this farm can start doing something again, you know? Right, it's happening. We're getting back to normal. And that one as well. Cool. Right. The gathering over there. That was a slight distraction. That was something that definitely needed doing. I think we're now going up top, right? We're doing the bit up top. You can finally pronounce Xisuma properly. Congrats, congrats. Congrats on pronouncing a made-up word. Right, that stuff can pick it all up. So we got to go up top and figure out what on earth we're doing up here. Let's press F3 and B. So it kind of looks like the spread of items is in the middle. That's interesting. We want to get the water streams to drop the items off. Like an ideal way to do it would be to channel it into like the minecart rail. But we've also got to consider that we can't. I don't think we probably can do a little bit with height here, huh? We can probably make use of height a little bit. To do this though, I think what I'm going to need is what are we going to need? Azalea leaves? We're going to have to build up some azalea leaves up there. That should be more than enough. Then we want water around these blocks. So I'm going to need some buckets of water. Actually, you kind of only ever need 2. Because then you've got that infinite water source. So we'll grab 2 buckets. Let's get some ender pearls. And look at that, the rockets are auto-crafting. That's pretty cool. It's too early for a stream, says Polaris Knight. It's just what I wanted to... to be fair, I could have actually streamed later. I had some other jobs that I wanted to do, but... sometimes I just like to jump in and play and do stuff, you know, and then it's all taken care of. So a live stream, so we can get all this stuff tidied up. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, 7 blocks there. I can kind of see. What if we drop them off at the front? Right, they're not near this. I don't think... Actually, I might be able to have a chain of hoppers coming up through the leaves. Like, the trees would still grow, right? And those blocks wouldn't interfere with anything else around here. They might be affected by the blast, but they would be behind these leaves that aren't. And they're more blast resilient. So actually, I think we can kind of create like a central collection spot just there. And if I did that, everything over here would need to be a little bit higher too. Because we're doing this in survival first, I need to like look at it a lot to figure out what the best way to put the water is. Because we can put like water going from side to side and collect in the middle. But then everything needs to be 1 block higher, I think. Now, how many blocks across is this as well? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So then once you've gone past 8, it would need to drop down again. I don't think you can place rails. Ooh, can you place rails on top of leaves? Did you see some of those leaves changing as well? That might pop the rails off. I'm actually quite curious to know what would happen there. Let's go grab some rails and experiment. Maybe this is, if that is the case, maybe this is where we want to mix both water and rail together like I originally designed. Or intended, let's say. The power for the rail would have to come from above. No, you can't place it on top of leaves. Okay, so that rules out doing anything with that. Unless I build like a solid roof on this, which I don't think would interfere with the... Oh, okay, I now know what I'm going to do. I now know what I'm going to do. I really... Well, I say that. I really want to do this with a rail now. But it would need to unload, and that means building another one of these. And this rail, in order for it to come through here, needs to be on a loop because we would have one going through the middle. Could an allay help? Nah, not really. Like, because you'd need like 5, and they're just kind of going to be a bit of a pain in general. I mean, yeah, I could put like a little roof, like a capped roof here, and put allays in, and then they could come drop off the items, but it would kind of look cool, to be honest. It would look really cool. I'm not sure I could really integrate it into the Loglands aesthetic. In fact, let's say this thing was flipped and this was like the very front of the farm, then I think for the fact that it could become an aesthetic component of the area, I would do that actually. But most of the time you're going to be back here, right? And it's just going to be always a bit obscured, especially with that TNT duper. Now, there's a couple of spots where the allays could catch your eye, but I think sadly for this farm we're not going to do that. That's true. 5 allays but 1 block. However, we need to get rid of sticks unless we just let the sticks despawn. I don't want to do the allays. I just think it's almost good but not good enough. The rail could possibly go side to side here. Ah, so let's say the rail went through the middle like that. Then it could go down and connect here or something. Like, I'm thinking about redirecting the rail now. So let's say the rail goes all the way like this, goes across there, then it needs to come down and connect with that. But ideally it connects from this side. So let's say it went like around like, then that's in the way. Yeah, because we can run the rail across, and then having the water go 8 in from each side will probably cover the whole space. So that's currently looking like the best way to mix the two together. It's also possible that I could put a junction together, like, right, like it goes in and it comes out a different... Oh, of course, we could use the track logic. So when it comes out, on its first run, it goes... How would that work? Where would the junction be? It's when it comes back. So there would be... No, that wouldn't work either. I was thinking the junction could be automated. But it can't. It has... Something has to flip the junction on its way back, basically. And then the track's also got to get all the way down here again. So the junction would be better suited to being somewhere around this area. That might be too little a space to work with. Actually, if the rail points that way, if we have a curve here, coming in. Right, a curve coming in. That was good. I think I lost my train of thought again. It curves. No, it curves that way, but that train. Okay, yeah. So I'll actually put this rail in now. I think we can even experiment and build the junction here before we build the rest of the stuff. Yeah, no, I can see a path forward here. All right, this is interesting. I like doing redstone that's a little more dynamic, you know. Sometimes I think we've got the right variety of blocks here. Might have missed something. So down at this level, somewhere around here. No, that's not right. Scaffolding can really do with some tweaks, I tell you. I don't consider scaffolding to be a finished product. Right, so I need to get the power into that block. It's close, but it's not quite right. I'm probably going to just have to use the space over here. They're going to end up in there now, aren't they? We'll come back to that. Yes, I'm probably going to need... Actually, we can do it all with this space here. So, redstone there will get powered. This block needs a repeater on it. I'm assuming it needs a repeater on it. That... Okay, let's put some of these blocks back. That's then going to change the rail that we got here. Okay. I need one more rail, actually. Sorry, one more redstone component. Phoenix Fire 02, thank you so much for both subscribing for 2 months and gifting a sub to the Life of Offal. Very kind of you to do that. Thank you for supporting the channel and our community. How'd you go about improving scaffolding, says Ali Rise? Well, there's a bunch of edge cases and scenarios on it where it behaves poorly. Like you're going up and you just fall the way down through. Most of it's related to having an elytra on, I've noticed. But, you know, there's quite a few of them. And I think it would just be a case of, like, the devs going back to playing with scaffolding more often and, like, picking up on these and then finding solutions for them. Because there's just a bunch of oddities with its behavior and things that it does that are irritating. You know, it's kind of hard to describe without sort of showing it. Anyway, there might be a case of needing to invert this. I've just realized is another issue. Let's now focus on the task at hand. That being there is interesting. Can I grab that back before this rail comes? Okay, let's get it quick. Put it there. Whew, just in time. Okay, go back again. I want that. I could actually embrace it being that way, but I want it to be flipped. And I think that literally means that I can put a redstone torch there. Yeah, you go do your thing. You go do your thing. So if I put a redstone torch here instead, we flip the operate... No. That's weird. Wait, do I have to... You have to power the block. Oh, this just got awkward. We're back to something different now. Let's put the redstone torch there. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I want it to do. Or is it? Oh. I think that's the wrong way. Power goes in and it flips it. Yeah, it's the wrong way. So, huh. Let's go back to that way then. Right, I think I just had a bit of a brain fart. No, I didn't. You got to think about when it comes back. When it comes back is really important. Interesting. So there's more to this. I think I wanted to power it from here because we've already got some redstone, and that might not be possible. It might be that you need to power it from somewhere else. So it goes out that way. Then when it comes back, it needs to change it. Yeah. That being said, Yeah, no, it's right. It's right, because it just doesn't work this way. You can see it literally not working right now. Okay, so we need to get that activator thing here, which means it could power this block, and then we could put another block one lower. That really messed me up a bit to figure that out. Like, it's a handful of things to keep track of, but it doesn't quite play out the way you think it's going to play out. Let's go get a detector rail. So those of you trying to debug what I'm doing in chat, look, basically I just wasn't doing a good enough job explaining myself. Trust me, it has to work this way. I think it's like an order of operations thing. Like, it makes so much sense that it would go that way around now. This isn't powered. It gets powered by that. So we need another lever here. And we need it soon. What is the difference between a detector rail and an activator rail? The detector detects the minecart. The activator activates the minecart. Right, that's doing exactly what we want it to. Brilliant. I might tweak the timing of that repeater, though. So, the way I was looking at it before is that I thought that this event was going to change the rail. Okay? So, if it went to the right-hand side first, it would come back in the same way. And if this was flipped, it would go over it. And then when it comes back, there's no event to change it. So, I made a mistake by looking at this as the source of the event to change the rail. It has to be done differently to that. It has to be that it goes this way first, but when it comes back, it gets that track switch, as you just saw. And I think it could probably do with one tick change there to be reliable. Right, now that we got that, we're going to turn the corner and send this thing now over here. Okay, I'm not sure quite where this all starts and ends, actually. Doesn't everything have to... Everything has to be one block higher, because I'm going to send a minecart through, so that's the thing. It looks to me like sometimes some of the items come off the back here as well. So let's say the back... We said one block higher. I'm going to need way more leaves, aren't I? So there's like your roof. We'll have this border around the edge. We'll put some torches on it, probably. Okay, so then we go from here. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's where the hopper minecart goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. As you can see, the whole thing is just on the inside area, and then we got this. Isn't that superb? And I think what we'll do is we'll buff this thing out so it all goes up one more block around the outside here. Like that. Except you are going to be that. Right, I might have to take a trip to Corralis's bush shop, you know. To get some bushes. I guess I don't want to fill in the ones around the outside. Right, yeah. So then we're going to have water going from either side to the middle. It's going to stop where the minecart comes through, right? This is really cool. This is a really cool little solution for a little more efficiency. I like it. All right. That can go. And then down here... Yeah, we don't need an extra layer down. Let's go and make sure we figure this out on both sides. So if we count from the center was there. We got 1, 2, and then 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 will be here. And there it is. Well, we're out of those blocks now. Oh, we only go as far as that, don't we? Very good stuff. Right. I don't need to concentrate as much right now, so I can read more of your chat. I apologise. Like, some streams are not as interactive. Let's try and get the interactivity up. Cheers. I love sitting back and watching the stream, says Rebellion Ranger. Forget everything I just said. Just sit back and listen to me waffle. I'm messing around. Thanks. Hey, X, if you put a torch underneath the rail on the wall, the block instead of on top of it, then you can remove a repeater and just use the redstone. Dust. Maybe, but I ain't going to change it because it works. If it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. What a great saying. And think of the summers of the past, you know? Adjust the base, let the Alpine blast. What? Okay. Let's get back down here. See what I mean? Like, I don't know what's quite going on there, but like, you're trying to move off the scaffolding and it's trying to move you up. I don't think that's one of the worst cases, but it's little things like that that just feels like it needs tweaking, it needs changing, it needs fixing. Okay, that block there is not necessary. All right, and that, now we can get rid of a little bit of this stuff. Tidying up as we go somewhat, doing what I can. Right, we're going to need that, and then we're going to need bushes, and we're going to need to throw a whole bunch of this junk that I've picked up onto the tracks. Xisuma, question mark, says Emerald Jason. Xisuma? Where? Huh? Hi? What? Huh? Huh? Okay, there you go. NFS Crips says, I got the reference. Oh, I was referencing a reference. That's what I was doing. Okay, let's throw a couple of extra odd blocks we got lying around. Gonna need the rails again in a bit, but there we go. A little cleaner looking inventory for now, isn't it? I don't think we need our flint and steel again. I really need to put mending on that. Let's go fly over and buy some bushes. Let's buy bushes. Hashtag buy bushes. Hey, it's xisumavoid. How you doing, streamer? Says Ray. Hey, it's Ray, commenter on the stream. How you doing, Ray? I'm all right. I'm looking at this and have no idea what's going on, says Lambum. Am I not doing a good enough job explaining it? We're creating a collection system for all those items that I had highlighted, right? X, did you watch England's Euro game? Yes, I did. I've watched all of the England games. The first three were pretty boring. But the last two have really been far more promising. I'm just saying that because, you know, we won and we're in the knockouts. Like, the way we played last night for a fair bit of the game, maybe not so much second half, but, like, it was good stuff. It was good stuff. Oh, wait, this is it right here. I missed it! Oh! Is that... Can I get in through the floor? Ah. Ah. Isn't there like an employee's entrance somewhere back here? Let's break in. Hey! I found the other way in. I made my own way in. How much are these? 1 diamond for 3 stacks. That's awesome. Whatever. Okay. Oh, where does this go? Oh wait, it's just avoid the maze. Just go around the side if you don't want to do the maze. I see. Xisuma, what do you sell? I sell rooted dirt, copper blocks, terracotta wool, and something else. I forgot. What was my... I think I traded my my third one for like a terracotta or something. I got glass as well. I understand what you're doing. I just don't get how it all works. I also play on Xbox, so Redstone machines don't always work. Got ya, got ya. So you do understand. Hey, we're just like this. I'm pretty sure works on on Bedrock as well, right? It's just a minecart going around to pick up all the items. That's all it is. Right. Yeah, gonna have to close that off because now we're playing with water. Whoops. Whew. That TNT scared me, I tell you. Right, I think I'll put some glow lichen up here. Ah! Yeah, glow lichen will go in the corners. Maybe, I don't know how much we're gonna... Dang it, I just threw that stuff away. Right, so glow lichen on the corners, we got that. We're gonna need more of these blocks to build the rail. Then we're gonna need the rails. And then we're gonna need to power the rails. So all of these things are necessary. Let's get up there. Mr. Wobble says, what are you building? I'm building a water and minecart collection system. Let's call it that. I think I want the corner to be here. Right, so the corner rails are here and here. One, two. Wow, the exact amount? What are the odds? What are the odds? Glow lichen, let's put one here. Put them in the corners. That should cover us, I think. Oh, look, we need an extra one here. Okay. We've got a rail, we've got a rail. This one doesn't have power. Now it does. And that, my friends, is it. Get off the track. It's going to do it. It's going to do it. Yay. No. I haven't finished building it. Well, that bit works, but, you know, there's more work to be done. We forgot to put the water streams in. I literally thought I was done. I'm not. I hope this doesn't mess with the farm down below in any way. I can't imagine that having water up top would. But ironically, if you watch the episode that we built this farm in, this is what I said I wanted to do. I wanted to have the items get pushed by water onto a minecart track, right? Well, now it's doing that, so that's great. And our work here is basically done on this contraption for today, I believe. How long did that take? 1 hour. Oh my god, I was so about to say 30 minutes. I was so about to say 30 minutes. Where does the time go? It just disappears like that, doesn't it? Water and Redstone. Name a more iconic duo. Right, let's go put these over here for collection. That'll keep the minecart busy for a while. Start putting a few more things away, like diamonds and those things. Right, inventory looking beautiful and clean. That's what we like to see. And now I've got to think, like, what's the next thing on the list? Oh, I had a feeling that might have happened. Oh, I think it... Did I do it again? Yep. Oh, this glitch is so annoying. There we go. Got to be careful. Right. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so... what have we done? Let's recap. Mate School, welcome to the stream, by the way. The microphone has improved for a while now. I'm going to switch to standing. It might be because today I've got it even closer than usual as well. Still figuring that out. We can go real close like this if you'd like. X, please don't ever do that again. Does X even drink tea? No, I inject it. Best way to consume it. Straight into the eyeball. Shut up, I don't have a problem. Right. X, please do that all the time. Really? You want this 24/7? Are you crazy? Okay. I'm all up in your eardrum. I mean, it sounds like you'll actually like. I mean, I can try and make that more of a thing. Oh, microphone arm. Come on, you're better than this. The problem with it is that it's it's designed to be flat. This one, so if you raise it up, it just gently falls down over time. Let's get this. Not to my preferences, but it's like the snooker commentary. Dang, not sure if that's good or bad. All right, so now I'm really like talking onto it. So we'll try this for a minute. Anyway, we have... What have we done here? We've added a disposal thing at the end of here, which was highly necessary. We fixed this thing up with an item filter for the sticks. This thing will never use free, right? Because it can only ever go at the speed of one composter. Actually, no, what am I saying? If the composter speed here... there you go, the second one just filled up. So, it's possible... Yeah, the composter... I'm trying to think of the best way to describe this. The composter can throttle the speed of the hopper. When it does that, it is possible for items to flow over to the next one. But it kind of looks to me... I mean, there's nothing in that first one. We probably only needed 2. Anyway, this thing is gracefully recycling more material now. So yeah, we did that. We added this thing onto it. We changed the blast chamber here slightly, which no one will ever notice. Let's go down and check out the crafter. I see some lights blinking at the back, so it's doing something. This one's locked and this one was blinking. I think it's just reached. Or does it back up above on this design? Interesting. Is this one here might be incorrect. Okay, I'm having trouble. Like, it's locked, which seems to make sense. But when I come down here, that should surely mean we see an item there. Oh, it gets stuck at that level. Oh, I was clicking on the wrong one. That makes 110% sense now. So it backs up into that one there. Which would be... Yeah, so I was looking at the wrong thing. So inside of that hopper, yep, that makes sense. So if the other one's blinking, this isn't full yet. Or has it? It just literally just filled up. Okay. Now the next one over here is going a little bit more. So that one needs to fill up in order for that to back up all the way. And then here, we're still smelting and putting them into there. Yeah, nothing's in the chests yet because this thing turned out to be horribly slow. Alright, so like I've filled up all of these. Really, I only needed 2 of each module, but we doubled up. And then this one has yet to begin because we're waiting for that to fill up. But since the one on the end is running, in theory... No, nothing's come through yet. Right, so when this one backs up, the next one will get going. Let me double check the back of this thing again. That one's going as well, is it? Oh, that one's still going, right. So we got... You only ever seem to have 2 in use at once. I have seen 3 on one occasion, though. But I don't know what caused all 3 of them to go. So yeah, we're still waiting on these 2 here before this one gets going. And we got loads of woods that's just being disposed of now. So one of the things I want to do is give another place for that wood to go. We're going to create like a minecart system that's going to send it over here. Before we dig out this space, I do want to go just have a little look at the silo. There was something about the silo up here that I wanted to change. So currently, this thing is turned off from this level here. So we're not actually using the silo. And I don't know how or why I decided that that was, you know, the way to do it. So I think what we need to do is actually hook it up to... It might have something to do with our shulker box unloader, which would create 9 times, so like 4.5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, do I want to leave room to unload one of these? I hardly ever use it, but 2, 3, 4. I should be pulling this signal from higher up, is what I'm getting at. Also, we've already got the comparators here. Just kind of wondering if there's an easier way to pull this signal. I guess pulling it off the side there, but that wouldn't look good. So yeah, basically what I want to do is put a comparator here to go down there instead of the way we currently got it set up. I don't know why I chose to do that. Maybe I got lazy and it was just like, hey, this will work right now. So I should probably move my redstone supplies over here. That's going to be a quick thing to do. Wait, I did, didn't I? I did move them. They're all... I packed up. I forgot I packed up. Cybot in chat. You need 2 comparators. One to turn it on so the silo is empty, and one to turn it off so the silo is full. Oh, that's... Yeah, that's good logic. That's good logic. I understand. I understand completely. Oh yeah, that's a good way of doing it. That is a good way of doing it. Huh. Okay. Okay, that works. So the one at the bottom... So, right, we're going to need a flip-flop somewhere here as the input. There's also a bit of like height disparity going on, which is kind of making me think about like how to get the signals up and down a little bit. Let's open up this space a bit more. But yeah, we're going to need a block that's a flip-flop, right? Like a redstone block. Piston on either side. We're going to need, when this thing turns off, to activate that piston. So that's going to be like the falling edge, and then the top one will be the opposite, which is the rising edge, I believe. Note for after the stream, several people are curious about your new mic and specs, so updating your website with the current specs might be useful. I'll get around to it one day, Forgil. I'm also thinking that this microphone here just might be a gateway to getting a Shure, and then it will go back onto my Go XLR system. Because currently, it all runs through like USB, and it used to run through Go XLR, so it's kind of like a mismatch of things. I was quite interested in the beacon hardware, the way they've done stuff as well. But now that I've got a condenser mic that's working for me, I really want to give the Shure a go, because that's just such a classic microphone. Right, this is now giving us a much clearer view of the working... fell in a hole again. The working area that we have. Kitty Gaming 99, thank you so much for 80 months of support. Very much appreciated, Kitty. Hope you're doing well. So, I love what you're doing at the moment. It's good to have some good old-fashioned storage system shenanigans on the stream. Oh, awesome. Yeah, like, I haven't done technical stuff in a while. It's, yeah, definitely nice to do that. So, let's go ahead and... What's the situation over here? I've moved the input back to here. I can leave that thing running, so I can just get rid of this for now. Yeah, okay, so we can ignore all of this and rip it out. That's the thirst thing. See, this area is just a bit pants to work with. Because there is a lot of holes, as you can see. How do you feel about other people using your things like mugs? Because it makes me irrationally angry because it's my mug and I'm very picky. I think what you're asking... it is about maybe you're in a house of a group of people and someone uses your mug and it annoys you. My attitude to stuff like that is like, you know, life's short, and if I spend my time being frustrated and upset, I am living with those emotions, right? If I am stressed out, that stress is a toll on your body. So, like, what is it that I'm upset about, and is it worth being upset about? So, you know, sometimes someone else using my mug, that honestly, you know, if I just let it slide, like, why am I attached to this mug in the first place? I don't know, but you know, like, is it really a big deal? A lot of stuff I find tends to not actually be a big deal when you think about it. It's like, well, you know what? You'll be dead before long, and that mug will be in the ground too. Ace says, sounds like autism. I don't think it sounds like autism. I think a lot of people do that kind of stuff. They have attachments to things. I've seen it for people that are not autistic. We get attached to items sometimes. We have little rituals that we, I don't know, invest ourselves in to some extent. And then when someone breaks our little ritual, our little routine, or they use that thing that we like to be done a particular way, like we've pre-built up an idea of what we want in our head, and then someone's come along and interrupted that, and it's easy to get angry at them because, you know, here they are. You know, they're messing with your stuff. You think it's your stuff, you know. I don't know. Like, everyone's going to draw a different line between where they go, oh, that's not worth getting upset about, or it is. And that's for all of us to figure out. But the more stuff you move on to the it doesn't bother me side, the better. And I noticed in myself that I used to have lots of little quirks or just preferences or whatever that I would sort of in my head make out to be a big deal, and then I would get upset and frustrated. I would turn up at places with people and have an expectation built in my head of something that was going to happen, or, you know, something that you wanted to happen, and then I would get upset when it didn't. And like, I'm not the sort of person that like kicks off a big strop about it or anything, like not that kind of upset, but just upset within myself. And then, you know, I got exposed to these ideas of letting go of this kind of thinking, and I was like, oh wow, like this is so easy just to let go of. So now, you know, I can go to places, turn up with other people, and hey, I might have wanted to do that one thing, you know, maybe you go to, like, let's say you go to a theme park together and you really wanted to go on that one roller coaster, but then if you can, we're going to need to add a little signal strength here, and we'll use the opportunity to send this downwards a little bit. If you go into it like, hey, you might not get on that one roller coaster you really want to go on because there's other people and they have ideas and needs of what they want to do too, and you let go of it, then you ain't gonna have a strop either, you know, in front of others or just internally keeping it to yourself when you didn't get to go on that thing that you wanted to do, right? Like, that's the way I think about it. Yeah, now that we're working with signal strength here too, we can actually kind of bring this down a fair bit. Like, it's already kind of close to that one, right? Like, that one's here. We want the signal strength because we want to avoid the pulsing. And the signal strength will just naturally do that for us. So the one at the top, when its signal strength grows, that means that we're good and we need to turn off the farm. These are not in particularly ideal places. I think actually it makes more sense just to run this one this way. Let's do that. Then I might use this side of it to just line that up a little better. I'm not actually sure that... Oh, no, it does. It redirects. Okay, so that's necessary. That's part of the contraption. It's easier to go with the flow instead of always swimming against the current, says Rolf Waddle. Yeah, definitely. Like, you know, when you go on holiday with people or you're in a situation where there's loads of choices, it's just easier to be like, I'm good with whatever. Because if you try and like factor in everyone's opinion and preference, you just end up going around in circles and getting annoyed. You know, oh, but you know, you want to eat somewhere and it's like, that's not my favorite or whatever. And then other people have to be like, oh, well, so what are we saying? We can't eat there, you know? And then it becomes a whole thing. There might be, I just realized there might be another problem here, but it's probably just, it's not really a problem. It's just something I need to think about with the redstone. Okay, so I could do with some more redstone blocks in there. Let's move that stuff over here. And get some pistons. Best comfort streamer to knock out to. Sorry, what? Knock out to? That sounds a bit dodge. I never see Evil X on his evil shenanigans. I hope he makes an appearance for season 10. He might. Okay, so initially I saw us using rising and falling edge, and I think I was right. And we have to stick with that. Where I've added redstone, I've now started to see us working with a steady state signal, which is not what we want. We want the falling and rising edge. So, like for example, this one here. We only want to get a signal when it's empty, right? Well, that's good. Not. There we go. Wrong way around. So when it's empty, we're going to power that block, all right? Then we need a gap of 2 and that over there. So that's good, but some of this redstone is a little close to it because of quasi connectivity and whatnot. I think I would be best to avoid it by going all the way up here and then coming across. Okay, so that signal is going to travel across. Now this signal is different. We want it to... Yeah, we don't want it pulsing. That's fine. So as the signal gets all the way over here, when it turns on, we're telling the farm to turn off, right? Let's go ahead and put that there. When it turns on... Oh, you need to point downwards. Okay. So far, so good, I think. Right, so that redstone comes all the way over here. And it's full, so it pushes that down, powering that piston. That means the block is now here and the farm is off. Right, so in order for this... I could get rid of that, but it lines up. It lines up so nicely. And look, it's perfect. Right, so that's the farm being off, okay? Now, that's obviously not the case because it's in the wrong position. Now, let's say that we run out of redstone over here. Sorry, bone meal, right? Oh, that's pulling from, like, the wrong place. I don't know how that happened, but I can fix it. So we run out of bone meal. Now we need the farm to turn back on. And it's on. Brilliant. Brilliant. All right, so that's that. I just need to move... Where are we here? I just need to move this because I put it at the wrong height, apparently. That'll do the same thing. Alright, that's a cool little upgrade. So now this thing will run until it fills up the silo. Then the silo can deplete before it turns back on again. Pretty cool. Very nice. And the silo is, I guess, from here, this one, all the way up to that one. I could have maybe gone one higher. The lamps do actually go one higher as well. Do I want to do that? I think I do, actually. I think I should have made it go a bit higher. Let's go fix that, and then we'll go do some digging. Right. As testament to my amazing levels of interaction this stream, everyone in chat is talking to everyone else. All I hear is redstone contraption, more redstone, says Lambium. That's because we're doing redstone. Anyway, this is going to go one higher. This is a redstone stream, you know. And wire all of that up. Can I have that, please? Thank you. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Now that that's taken care of. Put that back in there. So what's junk here? All the stuff up the top. Food on the hotbar. Some of this, I guess, can just go in here for now. Tools need to go away. Although I'm going to do some digging, so we need that. And inventory is clean again. Fantastic. I should check my list. I'm pretty sure there was more redstone-related projects. Twitch gossip. Does EvilX could have a comeback to Season 10? It seems speculation has begun to run a wild today on Xisuma's stream. Oh, it's like a news article. I have over 1,000 levels. How long since your last death? A week or two or something? Where are my notes? I don't actually have my notes open today. Tidy up the back. Oh, yeah, that's a small thing. Oh, yeah, and then there's that. That's for a later stream. Okay, I'm looking at the wrong notes. Loglands. Done, 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 done. And then everything else is old and I can't remember what it's for. All right, so I'm pretty happy with that. Now, the next thing that I want to do, big project down here, is a furnace array, and I want to build it down at this level. So one thing I want to do, though, is check, right? How far is this? So it looks like we're at 308. Oh, this is shorter than I thought it would be. Interesting. Interesting. I'm still going to clear it out. So I need a good chunk more blocks. It might mean what I'm going to build will be like here, going all the way through. I'll tell you what I'm going to build. I don't know why I'm keeping it secret. I'm going to build a furnace array. That's my plan. Now, the fact that it can't go 64 blocks in a straight row might not be a bad thing. Maybe I can just sort of make that a part of the whole thing, if that makes sense. I don't know. I don't know yet. Anyway, I'm here to clear out some space. I wonder if all of these minecarts are still working. Every now and then they goof up. Let's watch. What fuel will the furnace array use? It will use the fuel that I tell it to use. Okay. Stream lagging for anyone else, says Cyril Starborn. Well, it shouldn't be my computer lagging right now, I can tell you that. Dude, is this thing... Oh, it's super slow now. Oh, I forgot. I slowed it down deliberately. I've not seen it break since I slowed it down, right? I figured that slowing it down might make it break-proof, and that appears to be true. No, they're all good. Wow, they're all good. Okay. Okay, then. Ooh, I swung my pick as if to break that block, but it didn't. Because I was just thinking, I wonder if there's any blocks here that are stone. Oh, almost did it again. That are stone, but actually we shouldn't break them. But if you look at this, looks like we're good. Looks like we're good. All the way across. Nice, nice. We only want to leave the blocks that are necessary here. And that appears to be most of this. Most of this, yeah. Let's then work our way across from this side. Isn't there like some redstone down here? Oh, we're out of beacon range. Dang. It's really weird because Loglands is so big and you look across and you can see the beacon beams, but over here we're out of range of one of them. Why have I got speed but not haste? There's only one beacon there. So there can only be haste 2. Oh, look. Oh, my God. What happened here? How long's it been like that for? Oh, I don't want to cut through more of that. I should probably go change that one to haste. Or just cut through it up the top and change it back later. See, now when I'm here, I've got haste, but it might come from that one over there. Oh, also, I put a haste beacon over here, right? And this whole time, it might be that there was supposed to be 2 here. Because I kept getting confused in Loglands. It's like, but wait a minute, I've set up beacons, you know? Why am I not getting my haste? Hey, there we go. Hey, I watched your YouTube video today for the Auto Terracotta. It was super cool to watch. Awesome, dude. It was an amazing project, wasn't it? Have you played Wordle this week, X? I don't play Wordle. Let's go get 2 of those. Just plop them down on the ground for now. So yeah, the beacons are actually here for like the construction, but I think the construction is never ending, isn't it? That's one of the problems we have here. Right, now we got haste back. Brilliant. Only took me 3 or 4 months to figure that one out. Ah, look. Aren't I lucky again? Just, I'm whizzing around mining blocks, and this is where another bit of redstone is, and I didn't hit it. What is up? Usually I make these derps, you know? This is my territory. This is where I mess up, but apparently not today. I don't know when I was digging in this area, but somehow we've ended up with this like layer of 1 that didn't get mined away here. I don't know why. Ooh, getting close to those redstone bits. Getting close. You could use slabs and stairs to cover the hole up so the beacon would still work. Do we have the right sort of slabs for the tree though? I don't think we do. I mean, diorite slabs maybe, but like red slabs? What's a red slab? Mangrove wood? I'm fine with it how it is. It's temporary. And only a small thing. Right, there's more redstone again. Be cautious. And then there's a view of that. Right, now that's only that bit. I think we might as well do these blocks here as well, since it'll just line up with the wall. Dig out all of this space too. You make redstone seem fun. I personally do not know much about it, but that makes me want to learn. Tiggy Tims, follow that impulse. That is the fun of redstone, is learning. Everything you do with redstone is learning. Like even what we did a minute ago with the silo, Like, I'm used to all of those concepts, but putting it together for that unique little position is like a little learning process. It's like a puzzle, a challenge. And seeing Cleo and Pearl do redstone recently has been really cool. I really like that Cleo used the trapdoor to block the button. Because usually with things like that, I think in terms of redstone logic, so it's like, let's add this gate over here so that when the game is running, the button won't work. But, like, you could physically block it, right? That's pretty clever. Yeah, Cleo is doing redstone. I don't think she's quite as enthralled as Pearl has been with the redstone stuff, right? Oh, do you know what? I think I might just mine through here and hook up with that area as well. Yeah, okay. Let's double check that. Like, yeah, straight across there. That way we can kind of open it all up and see where all the redstone is. All the redstone gizmos, you know. I am a little bit worried about like these items dropping into a hopper or something, but I don't think that's going to be an issue. You love how Pearl used mob heads or note blocks for redstone. Yeah, that's a cool feature, right? That was made possible thanks to the 1.20. Yeah, what was it? 1.20.4 or was it? Did it come before that? Development's been really confusing lately because they branched into doing like simultaneous development for multiple updates, and I read so many comments saying I don't get it, and I'm like, it's not that difficult. But then I think back over all the stuff I've showcased, and I'm like, actually, yeah, I'm struggling to remember too. Like, what's going on here? This is, you know, one update at a time, please. Although me struggling to remember, that's just me. You expect that, don't you? It's funny because I'm not a redstone or a builder, but I am an explorer or redstone collector. Ah, I see. You like to get out there and mine and get your hands on the redstone, sure. That's good. There are many ways to play Minecraft, of course. Reading is hard, says Lightly Lucid. Maybe. I mean, you're in a chat. There's a lot of reading involved. Oh, I gotta sneeze. I gotta sneeze. Oh, you did not want to hear that vile sound. You did not want to hear it. Why is the volume of the ads so bipolar? Oh my gosh. Oh, you mean they get loud? I guess, you know, that's just a thing, right? My stream audio is yet to have a plugin in it to bring the volume up to the same as I do it now on YouTube, which would probably get rid of that disparity because it's like an industry standard for the volume levels. I will make a note of that, actually. It is something I should have done by now. Today's going to be a real odds and sods day for me. I've got just such a long list of little things that need doing, and I'm just added something else to it as well. Was it crunchy? My sneeze? No, it was more like being stabbed. That's what I describe it as. So I had, by the way, I had some food before I streamed. I made myself some chicken and rice with orange. And the orange, on a couple of occasions, and I think it might be because it had been cooked in the pan for a little bit. Not for too long, just a couple of minutes. But it would be like a hit of wasabi. All of my, like, nostrils would, like, flare up as if I'd just eaten something really spicy. And I've never had that with orange before. It was so strange. And it seemed to be the bits of orange that were really hot that had, like, gathered more heat than the others. And, yeah, it was like, you know, biting down on some wasabi. All of a sudden, it's like, whoa! You know, like G-force. Just completely alert and got this like fiery thing, I don't know, sensation flying up through your nostrils. All of your nostrils, how many do you have, bro? Two. That's why I said all, just in case you thought I meant one nostril, you know? Wouldn't want you confused, would I? Ah, I fell. Ish. Okay, there we go. I think I'm full again. Is this a new word or something? Says Rye. Nostril? Not heard of that before. Mount Nostril? Don't go up it. Have I ever heard of a skibidi toilet? No, I haven't heard of a skibidi toilet. I've heard of a bidet, I guess. In fact, when I went on holiday, there was a bidet. I never used it. Apart from when I was really thirsty. But otherwise, I didn't use it. Let's get these blocks. What? Huh? Huh? What? X, you're a victim. I'm a victim? What's that? Skibidi doop doop doop, yes. Wow. Deep, insightful. Oh. Life will never be the same again. I don't even know what you're on about, chat. I don't like everyone's talking about all sorts of crazy stuff. You joined the stream at the perfect time. Good, good, good. You don't want to join it at the worst time. Oh man, that worst time. Whew. Glad that's over. Oh no, we're being invaded. Potentially. Oh no, we're being watched. Still being watched. Oh, so tense. Can you guess what game I played yesterday with a little bit of downtime? All right. Begins in A, ends in S. No, ends in 2. Oh, well, I've probably just given it all away now. Brilliant. What a terrible clue. Begins in A, ends in 2. Technically, you could say it ends in N, actually. Elden Ring 2. Yeah. Elden Ring. Sorry, Elden. I've been playing Elden Ring. Yeah. That game. Oh, we're still being watched. So tense. So tense. Ah, now I'm being shot. And that is a problem. Age of Empires 2, the knee. You got it. You know, because I said starts in A, ends in S, then I said 2, and then I said actually you could say it ends in N. Oh, May School got it as well. May School got it. And Meaning Beef. That's the first one, Meaning Beef. Yeah, I got the definitive edition. I watched a little video, a little documentary about how they made the definitive edition, and I was like, ooh. I always liked Age of Empires. It's one of those ones I never went back and played. And to be fair, it's kind of the same game, right? Like, what did I expect? It's definitive edition. But I had a bit of fun playing it, and that was all right. Might play a little bit more. Probably not a crazy amount, but it's kind of fun to check that game out again, you know. That's just a torch down there, isn't it? Okay, good. Right, all of this is getting mined out then. very cautiously, obviously. AoE 2 is a classic by now. Yeah, of course it is. It's been a classic for a long time. Still a popular competition game, says May School. Yeah. What was interesting to me is that it didn't feel massively nostalgic to play it again. It was just kind of like, this game just kind of holds up. It's just fun building up your economy and getting all those little upgrades and moving your units around. When I go back and play those Command and Conquer ones, they feel more nostalgic. They don't hold up quite the same way. Yeah, it's good to go check it out again. And I think playing it like competitive would be fun. You know, like playing a multiplayer game with a friend would be pretty cool. And I'm the sort that always loves doing co-op, right? We'll be allies and we'll, you know, I'll focus on this thing and you focus on that thing and then we'll invade together. That's how I like to play with people. You're a classic by now too, says High Grinder. Are you saying I'm old? Is that what you're saying? Oh, God. Oh, dear. But yeah, because I haven't been able to work out or play guitar for a while, I've like had a little more time on my hands. You know, you might have noticed the Hermitcraft episodes coming out a bit more frequent. And as a result, I was looking for a game to play the other evening, like a week back, and I just could not find anything. I wasn't in the mood. But I saw this Age of Empires video, and I was like, yeah, I'll give that a go. I think though, like with me in games, it's like once I've got a feel for it, and I've played it, and then you move on to the next thing, it's hard to come back to a game. Like we're listening to the Into the Breach soundtrack right now. That was a really good game, but I find it hard to pick up a game again. Like Faster Than Light was the other one these developers made, and that's an amazing game. But I personally just find it hard to come back to a game after you haven't played it for a long time. So I'm always kind of like looking for something new, because it's like that discovery phase and learning phase is really, really fun. But then when something breaks your like habit of playing it, and then some time passes by, like the novelty wears off. So I'm kind of waiting on some new games to come out, like if I want to get back into it and do a little bit of gaming. Why are you not working out? I got tennis elbow in both elbows. Yeah, one of them's not so bad. The other one's a bit worse. It's kind of feeling like I'll be able to start managing some more stuff soon, but I don't want to rush anything again. So I'm prepared to take the time it takes to heal. If we're all 66, who's going to pay for our rent, says Who's Your Guardian. Hopefully your pension and your savings will do that for you. That's the idea, isn't it? You've been playing Lords of the Realm 2 for 20 plus years. It was an old G multiplayer. I've not heard of that one before. Every one of us since we'll still be working at 66, says Maddie. I mean, if you don't have a savings plan, you might be in that, like, situation. Do you worry about losing motivation to play Minecraft? Nah, not really. Not really. It's kind of like my eternal game. Even when I'm telling myself, right, have a break, go play Age of Empires for an hour and a half. Like, my mind is still thinking, like, Minecraft stuff. I'm always planning what I'm doing on here. This game's just, like, endless, really. You never run out of stuff to do. Right. When people say have a break, I think of Kit Kat. I mean, that's some good marketing right there, isn't it? Associating your brand with a phrase. Like, one of the things about renaming Twitter and then renaming it back again, it's just such strong branding. Like, people call it tweeting and they know what it means. It's like it's great. I don't know why you didn't want to have Twitter as like a branch of X. Could still make this like X all in one app, just have the Twitter corner of it. Coke and Bowls says, I refuse to call it X. Just keep calling it Twitter. Twitter, the website formerly known as X. If you start saying it now, it'll be great in the future when they rename it back. We won't have to go worry about, you know, all those times you called it X. Why call it X to begin with, says Retsam. X is this idea that Elon Musk has had, I think, since around his time at PayPal, which is like an all-in-one everything app called X. It's just like, you know, doing everything you need to do through the same portal. And so he's brought Twitter and he's calling it X because I think the long play is that eventually you'll use it to do all sorts of stuff like payment processing and whatnot. I'm not a fan of dead naming, but for Twitter I make an exception. Clever. PayPal is a merger of PayPal and X. Oh, it was the original one called X.com, wasn't it? Yeah, I think, yeah, that sort of rings a bell. Oh, you can stay there, buddy. You can stay right there if you want to. Oh, that did have redstone on, and it wasn't marked as such. That's abominable. Hopefully it didn't have any extra ticks that are somehow important. Well, he tried to call his child X, but the Californian government says no. What are you talking about? His kid that's got that crazy name? And what, is there some sort of story there about the government rejecting it? I wasn't aware of that. Then again, I'm not aware of a lot these days. I haven't really been keeping up with what's that saying, keeping up with the Joneses? Like, is that actually relevant to what I'm trying to say here? Like, just keeping up with the things that people are talking about. I don't know why. I sort of assumed that was more specific, keeping up with the Joneses. Mayschool says, the year of X, Twitter becomes X, Hermitcraft season X, what's next? Oh, yeah. I guess those things have coincided. Huh. They named their son XAE12, but had to change it to XAE XII due to Californian law. Oh, because the 12 is not allowed. I mean, if you're that kid, right? Like, I'm just hoping that people are nice and embrace it a little bit. There'll probably be, like, just a natural name that emerges. Like, maybe AE? That doesn't quite have a ring to it, but, or maybe just call them 12 or whatever, right? Like, but that at the same time, like, kids are cruel, and that is such an easy, like, way to pick on someone, so I hope they don't have any of that, you know? That would suck. Kids can be cruel. And, like, having a name that can easily be turned into a joke, not great. Not great. 7 of 9 seems pretty popular among the Trekkies. Well, that's Trekkies, man. They're not bullies, are they? Jeez. Also, Trekkies are probably not kids in school being mean and going through that whole thing that they do. Being the son of a billionaire is bully fodder enough. Maybe. I mean, he's probably going to go to a private school and maybe get treated differently there. I don't know. We need Exhibit back. X to the Z. He's still about. I saw him on... Was he on Steve-O's podcast a while ago? That was fun. Oh, yeah. No, he was. I remember now. I was travelling somewhere on the train listening to that. Exhibit... I think Exhibit was one of those... Like, you know when you say, like, a rapper's underrated? It's like, what are you trying to say there? I think Exhibit was really, really good in his prime. But maybe the whole Pimp My Ride thing just kind of took your attention away from the fact that he was a top-notch rapper. But yeah, I really do think he's you know, decent, really great stuff he put out. X go and give it to you. R.I.P. DMX. Now, you see, DMX I would put in maybe in the overrated category, but like not in a negative way. I felt, because I went through all his records and listened to it, and man, the guy has got like the energy of a dog. Like all the barking and stuff. That's just amazing. His raps though, and his flow, like not the most creative lyrically, and the flow's solid, but like never quite twists you out of shape when you're listening to it, you know. By the way, Eminem's releasing a new album tomorrow, The Death of Slim Shady. I'm looking forward to that. I don't have high hopes. It's like, it feels to me like he's, with that Abracadabra song, really tried to like get back to the sound that he had when he was at his peak of popularity. And I don't know how that's going to play out now, but I'm willing to give it a go. There could be some good songs on there. Also, he might bring back a little bit of the, you know, it being in the title, bit of the Slim Shady style, which was personally my favorite. The Slim Shady LP was just incredible. I appreciate that he can make fun of himself as well, says Hamster. Yeah, he can make fun of himself for sure. They're saying Eminem to head Glasgow next year. Yeah. I don't think he needs like a new album out to headline Glastonbury. I think he's capable of just headlining anything. Plus, if you're of that generation, like your demographic is now in their 30s and looking for nostalgia. They have like the resources, air quotes, you know, time and money to go out and do stuff like that. They talk about these like 30-year cycles where things come back around again. So like him appearing at Glastonbury would just be, yeah, totally makes sense. Right kind of time for it. But like Coachella, for example, appeals to the younger crowd more. So maybe not Coachella. I don't know. You hear the Don't Approach Me by Exhibit and Eminem. When was that done? I don't. Maybe if it was on one of their albums back in the noughts, then yeah, because I went through all those Exhibit records a while ago. In season 7, I did that because if I bring up Exhibit, I think of his songs, and then I remember what I was doing in Minecraft. Definitely the middle-aged crowd with disposable income. Yeah, that's it. That's how this stuff works. Not always on repeat, though, because, you know, it's easy to look at stuff happening in the world and say it goes around in cycles, but then we're also on this, like, this blink of an eye moment in time where the last 100 years has just blown away from anything before it. My pickaxe is going to break. Is it? I don't think it is. I don't think this pickaxe is going to break. Nah, it's not going to break. It's not going to break, blatantly. I just realized I zoned out 75% of the stream. What are you saying? You zoned out from my stream? Are you trying to insult me here? Are you just saying, oh, your content is so engaging, I've been zoned out 75% of the time. Thanks, mate. My confidence just went through the roof. Through the roof. Huh. No, it's the other way around. It's so engaging they managed to zone in for a whole 25%. Oh, that's just something about you then. Jeez. That's just something about you. Bear says, I've just been sat here trying a redstone. You haven't been trying hard enough. Right, let's go to the farm with the Enderman and the death and the dying. If your stream wasn't good, you'd have no 1,000 viewers, says Cyril. Oh, thank you. Very nice. I don't think the quality of one stream really speaks that much to how many people tune in. I think it's like likeness and relatability. Like you tend to find the people that vibe with you online, right? Because there are some big channels out there that pull in tons of views. And you know what? I don't really like their content, but like a lot of people do, obviously. You know what I'm getting at. Because some of you will feel the same way. Mainly like the drama stuff and all that. Kim with a Y. What a great username. Thank you so much for subscribing. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, Kim. I don't see Kim spelt with a Y that often, actually, as it goes. It's all about the hype, says Kokun. Yeah, I'm not into hype culture. And chasing trends and stuff, yeah. Don't make it Deepex, just accept the compliment. I like looking into things a bit deeper though, right? Rivster, thank you so much for the prime. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. I like reading chats. The big channels with lightning fast chats are a big no, says Maddie. There you go. Another reason to tune into a smaller one. Streams that I tune in for content and streams that I tune in for the chat are very different, says Cypress. Oh, interesting. Like, because I don't really watch streams, I'm not aware there's that much of a difference. I would usually just focus on the streamer. Tracing Chens. The old Chens. Rivster, thank you ever so much for the prime. And Kim with a Y, coming in with some gifted subs. Thank you for gifting subs. Nerdcat Builds, Nitroxide. KDJ, TS, NTS, JTSJ, TS, NTX. Oh, that rolls off the tongue. Hiring Jung with a Y. Rodent Makes. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. And be sure to say thanks in the chat for the gifted subs. Thank you again, Kim with a Y. One's like, oh my god, I'm here for this thing. Other one's like, I'm home, how's it going? Interesting. Yeah, well, you know, I don't really watch any streams, especially like big streamers. Don't really catch any of that, so I don't know what it's all about. What they get up to in those chats. I just know the big streamers. I know some of the names. They just constantly pop up in drama. And the reality is, with a lot of drama, it grabs people's attention, but there's not a lot to it. It's just he says, she says, and you're on a side, and your little parasocial relationship with that streamer. That's like that the Dr. Disrespect thing, right? I've never gotten into that guy's content, don't know what it's about, but I see people coming to his rescue, and I see what it is. It's just you got people that have built up these like strong parasocial relationships, and then they can't rationalize when it turns out this person is a scumbag, right? And so they go on the defensive and try and defend this person, and you know what they probably really want to say is, but I've spent all this time watching you and you're not who I thought you were. And so because they can't say that, they end up saying just about anything else to try and protect someone in a ways. It's weird. It's really weird. It happens a lot online, and it's always like in the center of the drama. It's like, rise above. You know, there'll be people doing scummy and shady things all the time. Just don't be a part of it. Badger says, always thought he was creepy as heck. Bad vibes from that. I probably hadn't watched enough to pick up a vibe or not. I just didn't know what the appeal was. What is a parasocial relationship? It means one-way relationship. Like, if you're aware of a parasocial relationship and you understand the dynamic, then it's usually probably quite fine and healthy that you know about it. Like, this is a parasocial relationship. If you're watching, right, we're not actually friends, right? Like, I'm happy that you're here and being entertained, and that we're hanging out and I get to chat and waffle about stuff, and you can interact and share some messages, but like, it's just that. It's not anything else, and it's a one-way street, right? When I turn off the computer and get on with my life and do other stuff, like, this isn't the content of my life anymore. So the parasocial thing is just that people will watch entertainers, streamers, all sorts of content, and because you connect with like what's going on, what's being said, etc., etc., you can develop what feels like a friendship, but you lose sight of the fact that actually it's just one way. Like, we've never met, don't know what it's like to be around each other, you know? So then that's perfectly fine for it to be that way. It's just that a lot of people, but maybe not even a lot, I don't know, some people don't quite take it that way and don't understand that there's a distance, you know, and then sometimes that leads to some sort of creepy behavior, but that's probably like, you know, a very small percent. But I think the more common thing is just people just don't quite realize it's not the same as knowing someone in real life, but it might feel that way. Hey, oh yeah, thank you ever so much for the Prime, appreciate it. Thank you for using that on me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Where is the actual like top of this area? Oh, I see. So I don't think I want to carve out all of this space below here, or maybe I do. Maybe that'll help me fit my smelter in. Huh, let's keep going and then we'll measure it up after. So the parasocial relationship with something like Dr. Disrespect is that, you know, people tune in, watch over and over again, they feel like that's their friend, and then you want to defend your friends, right? Even when they do bad things, you want to be on their side as much as you can. And it's hard to just like sometimes rationalize and realize that someone has, you know, stepped over a boundary and this is clearly wrong, and you have to like make that distance, right? And so you've got people on the internet, they have this sort of parasocial relationship with this streamer who turns out to be a scumbag, and like they can't rationalize it, so they turn out to defend this person, even if what they're doing is like indefensible or illegal or whatever, you know, immoral. It's weird how I do my routine and study whilst listening to you, but you will never hear or see us. Exactly. Now you're getting it, right? Like it's one way. So I am someone who also consumes loads of media content and podcasts, and some of these podcasters I'm like really fond of. But I just have to remind myself, this doesn't mean you're going to be like mates IRL or anything. If you bumped into them and had a chat, like it could go any number of ways, but like you feel like you know this person, but to know someone you have to know them IRL. So it can just kind of be like misleading in that way, right? Imp and Skiz podcast. This is Donut Chomper. So with the Imp and Skiz podcast, because I know Impulse already, and to a lesser extent Skizzleman, but like I think the way that I know Impulse just kind of like therefore rubs off on Skizzleman to some extent. It's like when I listen to their podcast, I love it. It's entertaining. It's great. They're really good at quizzing and asking interviews, but I actually know what it's like to hang around with Impulse off camera, and so I kind of hear it differently. You know? It's like what is it like? You know, like if you're good at something or you achieve something that people in your family are just like not interested in, don't know about, don't understand, it's because they know you as you and not as that other thing, right? It's kind of like that. So I know Impulse first, so then when I listen to their podcast, it doesn't have that kind of same sort of feeling. May School says Skiz seems like a great dude for the short interactions I've had with him. He is a great dude, so is Impulse. They're both great. It's just like when I listen to their podcast, I'm not getting it through that lens, if that makes sense, that parasocial lens, because I've actually talked to these people. Impulse way more than Skiz, obviously. Right, I think I'll just cut down this bit here, and then it's like cleared out for a big project. Kind of want to fill in that little gap as well. Oh. Dang it. Lord Bellsmouth says, Skiz gives me hope that I can still be fun when I'm old. The thing with getting old is that it changes you, but if you can hold on to your youth, that's terrific. Do you like Star Wars? No, I'm not into wizards and witches and all of that. It's like wearing a mask. It's easier to understand the real you after you go offline or to pull the mask off, so to say. Yeah, it is a little bit like wearing a mask. Like, I'm not the same person here as I am IRL, right? But again, like, you can't substitute knowing someone through some content that they make for knowing them IRL. They're just not the same things. Kim of Hawaii! Here with the cheers and biddies for filling in that gap. All right, up there. Yeah, a little bit of the OCD neatness kicking in. Thank you for the biddies. Appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Okay. Oh, look, there's like one block. One block. Must go. I think I'm going to fill this bit in as well. Why not? Why not? We're doing all the neatness stuff today. Much better, much better. Them's fighting words, says Quinitar. What words are fighting words? I once had a dream that I was chosen to join Hermitcraft, and I was suddenly so stressed to actually be interesting, surreal, because I even don't make content. That's fascinating. That's like a little subconscious understanding that, like, being a part of Hermitcraft is not like playing Minecraft. You'll probably just understand it's like entertaining too, and making what you're doing of interest to others. Like, you're seeing beyond what it initially appears to be, perhaps, which is quite insightful. And you're doing that subconsciously in your dreams, which is crazy. I'm assuming a lot there, but you know. Quintar says your answer about Star Wars. Look, dude, just, you know, rings and wizards and the Mordor thing, it's lame, okay? It's lame. Oh, beam me up, Scotty. Just, can't stand it. It's just nerd stuff. Right, let's go over here. Take that one back. Right, this big... wow, this whole thing kind of looks different now. We've cleared out all of that. Huh. Huh. This is probably going to have the space that I need. Let's check it out then. Let's walk from here to the other side. Yeah, I wouldn't be caught dead doing nerd stuff like Star Wars or Minecraft, says Starship. Yeah, me neither, mate. Me neither, mate. Oh, you know, nerd stuff, jeez. Oh boy, it is like painfully tight to do the whole thing in one row. And doing it in one row is kind of boring as well, I think, so I'm gonna have to look at the design ideas I've got and maybe change it up a bit. Maybe do like a big U shape here, and you sort of walk into the center of a big furnace array. I don't know. Wow, stop the shade. Twilight is not that bad, says Sweet Sunny Dream. We were talking about Star Wars, dude. Come on, get it together. You know, with the spice and the desert planet and the Arrakis and whatever it is. That one. Best part of being a nerd is that all the different things you can be a nerd in. Forgil says you forgot Dumbledore. I did, didn't I? Oh dear. I spent an entire day watching all of the Lord of the Rings movies. I have never watched it before. I'll spoil it for you. Alright. Darth Vader's his father. I've watched those Lord of the Rings movies too. Sorry. Well, actually, I didn't spoil it for you because you said you spent all day watching it. So, like, what am I thinking here? Jeez. Basically, I'm not thinking a lot. Peeps, today has been an amazing, super fun stream, but I always have other things to be doing, right? Unfortunately, life goes on. I can't spend all day playing nerdy computer games. Right, for the thumbnail of this one... See, like, taking a picture of the pool is just, like, not a thumbnail. Let's try and get that big old explosion in here. Come on, explode on me. I got it. What did I just say? I don't know. That's it. That's a wrap, peeps. Oh my god. We went through the whole stream without taking a break. I can't believe it. Peeps, before you head out of here, be sure to check out my music, Soulside Eclipse. You can get to it on YouTube, Bandcamp, Spotify, Apple streaming. It's on a bunch of them. I'd love it if you took the time to check it out. Thank you for doing that. Otherwise, though, I'm just going to go look for someone to riggedy raid. Who's live? What do we got here? I'm going to send you over to Wax Fraud today. So stick around if you want to be a part of the raid. Thank you, peeps. Take care. Have a great rest of your day.